What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Boom, 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 boom.
It was going so well until your cymbals, which
you did
are
too many cymbals.
No, they are. I would say they're amongst the loudest. You were doing a drum set,
Yes,
right?
I was learning to play the drums.
Your cymbals were so quiet.
Well,
those things are loud.
It's hard
but
to
it's hard to
enunciate.
make that
Yeah.
sound loud. I tried. Give me a loud crash
That happened to me
cymbal.
when I did the whistle. You remember?
You coward! you know it's hard.
Yeah, I don't think that
way
sound
better.
is.
Okay.
That was way better.
It's tough to
better.
do.
Yeah.
Welcome in, one and all. By the way, Jason,
Try it at home.
this moment, it's your moment. It's your moment after the
Yes.
scat.
Once the scat, honestly. So here's peel back the curtain a little bit. I hate the scat. Everyone knows that. But sometimes we take inspiration for the scat from whatever that draft is. And so today gave me, I was like, oh, I got this one's easy.
Got it.
Look, learning to play the drums with the spitwads out there, this is just a good time.
And when you say you hate the scat, not that a scat exists, just you hate doing it.
Correct. I just don't like being the
Yeah.
one having to do it.
Nobody knew that until now. So
Right.
thank you for telling us. Would you rather? What's the difference? And a special draft. I guess I feel like I should tease it because now you know a drum set will be involved.
Mm-hmm.
So fun show today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for leaving reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening. It is a quick and easy way to help the show grow. You can also tell your friends, the ones that you want to be happy about the show, and they'll be happier. There you go. All right. Let's jump in right away.
Would you rather?
Would you rather have DoorDash, Jason, limited to the same restaurant? It's the restaurant of your choice, but it's limited to one restaurant.
Okay.
It's free and unlimited.
Oh, upgrade.
Or you can just have DoorDash as you currently have it. But it takes longer to get to you.
Oh.
Actually, no, just as you have it. We're just going to change it to
man.
that because I know that there's no way you're not just picking the free and unlimited for one, but just DoorDash as it is,
Oh man.
or DoorDash for free but limited to one restaurant.
That's a brutal question to have to admit the truth of. Yeah, I mean, I know my answer, but I know what the answer also should be, which is not my answer.
Okay.
So this is tough. How do you two feel about this?
Oh my gosh, your answer is as it is.
You're darn right it is.
Yeah,
I'll pay up.
You should have nerfed the question, Andy.
All right, DoorDash in its current form, but costs twice as much.
Oh my gosh!
I will,
You'll need another mortgage.
I'll need another mortgage. I gotta pay more.
If it costs
Second mortgage.
if it costs 2 times as much to afford DoorDash,
If it's 2.5 times as long to get to me, well, now the convenience is gone.
Right, that's okay.
So I would take the free and unlimited, and of course, I feel like we all know the restaurant we would pick if we could only get one forever.
What is it?
It's the Cheesecake Factory.
I knew you'd say that.
I mean, it's just the only.
Yeah, that's smart.
It's the only
That's
one
smart.
that has
That's smart.
everything. You want pasta, you're good. You want Asian, you're good.
I
you
just
want
don't
breakfast,
understand, like-
you're good. Dessert,
That's never on my mind.
no.
Cheesecake
It's,
is not in my rotation.
That's because you know that there's no real feasible way for a restaurant to make fresh food of every kind, shape, and color under the sun for you. There's something back there I know for a fact they're defrosting
All right, chef.
frozen stuff.
You want to work at the Cheesecake Factory? What's your specialty? Well, I'm incredible at Italian, American, and I'm okay at Asian cuisine. Not enough.
No.
You can't work here.
No, I mean, you have one of two things happening behind the scenes. Either they have 20 chefs working each shift, which they don't, or There is something bad and nefarious going on behind the scenes because no human can make like you come in to I've always been put off by like I don't want to think about how the sausage is made.
Oh yeah.
Because you go into a restaurant as a chef and you get in before opens up and you do all your prep work. It's like, oh, for these few dishes we need parsley. Let's pull the parsley. You get, for these few. There's no way. There's no way. They have 700 different things you can order. First of all, how do they even know how to make all that? How does one human know how to make all those different dishes?
Somebody found one of those, the diners that you can hit on Route 44 where it's a side of the road diner that you'd hit on a road trip. And somehow they got everything on the menu. But you just know what that means. That just means they're reheating food in the back of every kind that's frozen. Somebody said, let's just do that and slap some cheesecake in front of it.
And pretend it's fancy. I'm hook, line, and sinker, though. I think it's fancy.
No, it's your choice.
You wait. Cheesecake's fancy?
Oh, yeah. Cheesecake's
Is
nice.
that because it's dark in there?
They make it so
Cheesecake
dark
Factory's
in that restaurant.
really nice. High class.
If a fast food restaurant,
Just
if you
turn the
walked
lights
in
down?
and they dimmed the lights to
Yeah.
where
It would be
where you can't read your menu
Mhm.
unless it's right in front of your face, or you have
Got the phone on.
you have your phone flashlight. If they did that, would you think higher of that establishment?
100% I would. Like, that is not even a joke. If it was a McDonald's, not a new, chain, if one specific McDonald's dimmed their lights to 50%, I would go in there and be like, oh, look at what this McDonald's is
It's
doing.
McDonald's.
Right. I mean, I don't think that's a bit. I don't think that's a joke. I think if I walked in and it was dimly lit.
now you're making me want to, the McDonald's should also have table service.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, I would definitely go to
But
McDonald's where I could just sit down, receive a menu. and,
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. And they fill up your drink, but it is at the same exact fountain. They just walk straight across.
What if they did this? What if there was a fancy,
This is a great experiment.
Like they buy a Cheesecake Factory building, all the nice booths and the bar top,
But it's all the same McDonald's food.
But it's 100% McDonald's. It's McDonald's on the outside. It looks
Yeah.
the same. You're comfortable. Wait staff comes and greets you, gives you a menu. You order. The whole McDonald's experience, but you're in. I mean,
Is it
how much are those burgers?
Let's say
Same burgers,
But is the food slightly more fresh, or is
100% same.
it's all okay?
Is it Is it plated?
Yeah.
yeah,
it has to be plated.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not unwrapping it.
Your fries come in like a fancy
Do they unwrap
tin.
it in front of you and then plate it in front of you?
No.
Like,
This comes out presented. It's the 100% same food. But Mike's right. You've got the little fancy tin that the fries are sticking up out of.
Some sauce in just a little cup.
little ramekin.
I
Ramekin.
definitely go at least once.
The Big Mac
Always.
certainly comes plated with the big
A
toothpick
yeah.
down the middle and a
Does
knife.
Does it
and a knife.
declare? Does it declare rare or medium rare or anything?
Yes, but they only have.
Yeah, I mean,
they only
obvious.
have one thing. They don't ask you how to cook it. So, and then of course you got the big steak knife in case you want to cut that burger in half. I mean, they could charge so much, and I would absolutely.
That'd be a pretty fun
attend.
experience, actually.
I would go. Hey, Mr. McDonald, if you're out there listening to this, please open up one in the Arizona area where I will go be a patron.
Yeah, Mike, which one are you doing? Would you just want
the free one?
Okay.
I'll figure. I don't know what restaurant it is, but I'll figure it out.
I want to know
Free DoorDash?
how in the minority I am.
You're in
Bougie
about.
boy?
I would say you're in about the 1%.
1%.
Okay, I'm tweeting this out.
Yeah. Oh my!
I just
God.
want to know what the percentage is.
Jason is so.
Oh my goodness.
You might get a hundoed.
I might get a $100. No, I think there's got to be dozens of us.
There's about a 1% of the people out there.
Oh my gosh.
This is just perfect. All right, let's go here. Dwight from Patreon. Would you rather be an Olympic caliber gymnast or an elite UFC fighter?
Okay.
Man.
What are the benefits of being the gymnast? Like the real world applications.
Physical health. I mean,
Right.
you're fit as a fiddle, right? You're
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I've seen like.
Probably small too.
Well, they like
Depends on the sport.
yeah, like they have some bigger guys. in
Michael
there.
Phelps is very large.
He's
He's
also
not a
not a gymnast. Jason.
Oh,
He's not a
gymnast specific. I thought it was like Olympian.
No, but like when they're on the rings and stuff, and like
Yeah,
you
I
can
mean,
see
there's-
every muscle in their body. I've seen there's some chonky
This is
UFC
just
guys.
how much do you think the gold medal hanging on the mantle is worth? Because the UFC, you don't get that. But you get the opportunity to do that and be like the face of a country, like Simone Biles. If you're a gymnast, you can be, represent your country. And if you're a UFC fighter, that's also a different kind of high, right? You come out to your fans and your crowd. It's infrequent fighting. Both of them are more work behind the scenes than anybody could ever imagine
Yes.
to do the thing that people see very rarely. How many fights would a number one elite UFC fighter have in a year?
Oh,
One?
Yeah,
one maybe two.
So, you're talking about neither one. Like you got world championships for gymnasts and then the Olympics, and then you've got a fight every year or two. So all the work goes on behind the scenes, but you can't win a gold medal at UFC.
I will say that the life skill of a UFC fighter is much more
much
practical.
greater, yes.
I mean, if I'm out on the street, out at a bar, like I know I can defend myself, I can defend you. We're good here. I'm not afraid of nothing.
Yeah, that's very valuable.
But like, I'm not gonna be like, at the bar and be like, you want to see me do a handstand on this
No,
counter?
I could vault that
but
thing.
you'll have cauliflower ear.
That's
and,
true.
And you'll have been punched in the face so many times.
I don't think I would mind the fighting. So when this came through,
I was
like,
going to say the punching in the face.
I don't think I'd mind the punching in the face. I really, in the heat of a battle, like, I used to.
The results of being punched in the face will be carried on throughout your life.
For a little while, yeah. But you're 100% right. It's the cauliflower ears that are actually the problem. And that comes more from the wrestling and the grappling. That is what I really would not want to have, because that does not go away. That causes some medical issues.
Would you?
As ugly as all get out. I mean, it's disgusting.
I think it's a badge of honor for those guys
Oh,
to
it
one
certainly
another.
is.
But do you think you'd accidentally get in more fights if you were the UFC fighter?
I don't think so.
I don't think it would be an accident. I think I'd be. You know I would. What, you looking at me? What? No, I wasn't looking
Sir,
at you.
I was not looking at you.
You are now.
I don't think so. I don't think you would. I think you may never get in a fight.
Oh, could you get in fewer fights? Because, like, right now, if, people wouldn't be afraid of me. But if I was a UFC fighter.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like when you walking around having that level of confidence and knowing what a real fight is, like, you're just, I don't think you're going to escalate anything.
Don't you have an obligation to intervene more because you have the ability to intervene?
You may, but an intervention, I would think in most scenarios, is just going to be you just like approaching someone from the back and choking them out. Like, that's how you'll help.
That's
What do you got, a text message going over? This is good podcasting. What are you doing?
Jason just got his post up.
I think
you
he
know?
saw my
Oh.
tweet go live.
How did you phrase the question?
Okay, so I said, would you rather have DoorDash limited to the same single restaurant of your choice, but it is free and unlimited, or DoorDash in its current form? And then my options are one restaurant, in parentheses, free,
Okay.
or as it is now.
Okay.
Option 2.
All right,
we will,
Actually, that is well worded.
Thank you. I tried to make it as earnest and honest as it could be. It is currently sitting at 93%.
93%. Okay.
93.6 to
I'm seeing-
6.4, but we're early.
I'm seeing 97 and 3.
Okay, it's just moving. We're moving. Okay.
So we'll see where it ends up.
I told you there's dozens of us.
There are some of you out there that, Jason's been a variety man. I want the gymnast. I'm going to go with the gymnast.
Okay.
Now, I don't think I am in my current form. Like, the gap between me and gymnast is larger than the gap between me and fighter.
Really?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you're saying that a gymnast is a better athlete than a fighter?
I'm saying that at 40, there's only one option for me, and it's not flying through the air or doing flips. I'm saying I could get closer to the latter. The gymnast one, representing the country, being an Olympic athlete has got to be one of the highest highs, one of the greatest feelings of accomplishment, because everybody wants to win at something and be the winner. But there is the unique element. You are representing your country.
But is it
It's
still
for-
that?
The Olympics?
No. I know it's still the countries versus the countries, but I'm saying my general like thoughts of the Olympics and what I feel like the general public's thoughts on the Olympics are, it's nowhere close to when we were young.
I think it's the exact same for every one of those athletes and the fans of the Olympics. I don't think we're as into it as we used to be because.
But if the general public is not as into it, is the prestige? Is it still what it?
I mean, Michael Phelps lived in
greatest?
This generation, and he exists in that paradigm. Simone Biles does too. So maybe not to the full degree. I hear what you're saying.
But it's like, do you remember Dan and Dave or whatever?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like
Dan Jansen and
was that? They had a McDonald's commercial.
And Dave, he was a Summer Olympic guy.
And
this is boring.
The same for like the basketball teams. The hype that they get now compared to those first couple dream teams is not even
That is
close.
because people have too much to watch now. Genuinely.
Yeah.
People were into it because you had to, when you turn the TV on, it was on.
It was.
But
your last channel is now.
All right, final answers. I'm going gymnast.
UFC fighter.
I'm gonna go fighter because I've got more of a passion for combat sport.
Do you want to update your poll for us?
Sure
Jason?
thing. Current update I am seeing most recently. Oh, that's funny. I refreshed and I lost 100. Now I refreshed and lost 100 more. What's going on, X? But with 300 votes, it is 92% to 8%.
Okay.
People are
maniacs.
People are maniacs.
Danny from Patreon, would you rather have to do a stand-up comedy show where every one of your jokes bombs, this show, or be a guest on a science podcast where the main host is told you are a renowned expert, but slowly finds out that you have no idea what you're talking about?
That sounds so fun. I mean that. Like if
like you trying to make it through.
So you guys remember back in the day, this is, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
The Pat McAfee show picked up on a joke tweet of mine where it was Julio Jones was a free agent, and I said, like, based on my sources, Julio's narrowed it down to, and then I listed like the entire league. It was a clear and obvious joke, but they picked it up and they thought like, oh, this guy, with a large following, has sources, and he's narrowed it down to these teams. And they asked me to come on the show. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it. And so I went on and pretended it was so true until I think as the show went, they started to realize, wait a minute, are we being trolled here?
Yeah.
That is a blast. I would love to be a scientist. I would sign up for on purpose. This isn't like one of these is terrible. If you're actually on stage in front of someone telling jokes that, all the swishes in the world aren't going to help you, that is a bad time. I think if you alone are in on the joke, that's good enough for me. I like being the only one that understands.
It's kind of like very Andy Kaufman.
Yeah. There's something artistic about that to me.
I feel like at some point you hit a wall with the telling jokes of the comedy show that bomb where you were in that world too. At some point you're in the world where you are.
It comes all the way around.
It's all the way around where you're like, now let's see how quiet we can get this room.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Are they good jokes that the audience just stinks, or are they just like, they're just really not,
they're not good jokes.
Yeah, I can't choose that.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Mike, which one would you go with?
Probably the stand-up, because as fun as I think the science podcast one would be, it's like it feels like you're like playing a game of Among Us, or there's what's the werewolf game, just these games where you get picked to be it, and the whole entire time you're lying, and it's just, I'm not a good liar, man. Like the anxiety that fills me, even though I'm playing a game where the entire purpose of the game is I am supposed to lie and be good at lying, but the whole time I'm like, ugh, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm lying.
Do you find it more important to be represented properly in front of the scientific community or the comedy community?
Ooh, good question.
Because those are the two things that are the reputations that will be foiled.
Right.
I do not have a great standing with the scientific community presently.
Yeah, nor do I. I mean, I don't know that either of these things like us, but no,
I mean, we did win.
Oh, that's
we're
true.
an award-winning
we are,
comedy
yeah,
podcast.
The people, if the people voted.
And we do a lot of science on the show. We're
I'll
very
do-
good at
we've-
doing the science.
We've learned quite a lot of science.
I'll do
to you.
Right. I've learned quite a lot of science on this show.
I'll do the stand-up because I think I can hit a point where now it becomes the game.
Yeah,
Of like
yeah.
just how uncomfortable can I make everyone?
What did you
feel?
pick?
No, I'll do the science one because
Yeah,
I don't care about that community.
exactly.
All right, quick break. Back with another segment.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Masterclass. Picture that thing you've always wanted to learn. Now, picture learning it from the person who's literally the best at it in the world. That's what you get with Masterclass. This year, learn from the best to become your best with Masterclass. Don't just talk about improving. Masterclass helps you actually do it. Masterclass offers over 180 world-class instructors. So whether you want to master negotiation with Chris Voss or think like a boss with Martha Stewart, look, I'm a musician. I'm very interested in the process of scoring for movies. Well, who's there? Freaking Hans Zimmer. I mean, the Hans Zimmer is on Masterclass talking about how he makes themes, how he works with directors. Absolutely fascinating stuff. I use Masterclass, and I think you should too. And right now, our listeners will get an additional 15% off an annual membership at masterclass.com/ballers. Get 15% off right now at masterclass.com/ballers. Masterclass.com/ballers.
What's the difference between me and you?
What's the difference between an argument, a quarrel, and a squabble?
A squabble, an underutilized word, first of all.
I feel like
I know one.
a squabble, just to get this out real quick, I feel like that's between your aunt and your uncle.
Oh.
Is that because
I don't know why.
Does
it just
it
feels
hap-
like your
Is
aunt
it
and uncle are
like-
squabbling in the corner of the
Can your parents squabble?
No.
Okay, so
No,
it's an
it's-
older extended family
Yes,
only.
that is what I've chosen
I
to
feel
define
like-
it as.
now this is obviously really on the nose, but I feel like this usually happens over a game of Scrabble. So
You squabble when you scrabble.
oh, you got the letters wrong, and then it's a squabble.
So if
Or-
you have to look up the word,
Oh yeah, if you
That's a
get
squabble?
challenged,
Hmm.
if you get challenged, you say you
You're
put a word
squabbing.
down, you're squabbling. I think that's actually what they call it.
let's look it up.
Don't you
Uh,
dare.
No, to me, you're at the family reunion and aunt and uncle are squabbling in the corner. The quarrel,
Oh, this is the one I know. Has to be lovers.
a lover's quarrel.
It's
Yeah.
the only people who can quarrel.
I
So
feel like
I want to
countries
take a
can
little
pull-
bit
Oh,
of. I want to
how
just
dare you.
push back a little bit here, because like I feel like there's also an old timey nature to this. Like, do you quarrel with me, sir? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there were quarrels a lot back in the day.
I did feel like there might be quarrels between countries. Countries can quarrel.
Only when they're in love.
They might.
Oh,
So it's. I feel like that.
like a
limited
boy
to
country and a girl
France.
country.
Well, just anyone who's in love.
So, if France is in a fight with another country,
Right.
it's almost always a quarrel.
Because
Well-
France is known for love.
Oh, absolutely.
France could squabble though.
Because
it's-
well, for us, because they're distant.
Yeah, because they're so old.
An argument is when you don't have a creative way to fight. It's just a basic old-fashioned argument.
yeah, and there's no physical. An argument cannot get physical, right? Because then you're
Is a
that's
quarrel
fight.
physical?
A quarrel can be physical. Yes,
You can be quarreling with fisticuffs.
absolutely, 100%.
Squabbles are
Lovers
not
can
physical.
quarrel, and countries can quarrel, and that can not just be words, but an argument.
A
is
quarrel
words.
breaks out and there's actual gunfire? I don't think so. That's
If
a
there's
war.
Is it a musket? It's still got to be old. I think muskets can be
So if
involved
you-
in a quarrel.
I think you can quarrel with your neighbors too.
Only one way.
yeah.
A squabble, though,
The heart wants what the heart wants.
I
Mike.
can't argue with my neighbors. I don't love any of them.
The max.
You don't know any of them.
No, you don't know any of them. The maximum amount of physical altercation that can happen in a squabble is for you to take off your hat and throw it on the ground. That's the max you can.
Okay.
That's as physical as a squabble's allowed to get. Otherwise, it becomes something more quarrelsome.
Oh, I see what
You know what I
did
mean?
there. Yeah.
All right. What is the difference between a smile, a grin, and a smirk?
We've got the smirk expert. Oh my gosh, I know what the smirk is. The smirk is
Whatever Matt's
if you're watching
doing
the video
at
right
all
now,
times.
The smirk is usually his default status.
Yeah. No. Most people have like a normal neutral face.
A smirk is
Smirk's one-sided, right?
Smirk is usually one-sided, but
Yeah.
it always requests a punch. Always. 100%.
Oh.
A smirk requests a punch. If you look at a face and you say,
Stop smirking at me.
yeah,
man.
I want to hit that. Like it's kind of like a smile, but I want to punch it.
Right.
That dude's smirking.
So a smirk is not contagious and just
Oh, no,
violence?
No. It's the
80%
exact
of
opposite.
smirks are because your fly is down.
Your fly. So other people's smirk.
If you see a smirk, it is 80% of the time it's because your fly is down on your pants.
and that makes you want to hit them because
Because your fly is down.
Well, because they noticed
they're
it.
smirking at me
Yeah, why
over
don't
my
you-
mistake.
Why
Just
don't you tell me?
talk to me like a real person.
Yeah.
Don't smirk at me. Patow!
So the first thing you do after punching someone who is smirking is then you look
You
down
check
and
your fly.
You
Yeah.
check your
Yeah.
fly. But now if your fly is closed, do you feel bad about punching him in the face?
Not because of the 80% rule. I still played the odds.
Yeah. You had a good chance, and you were trusting the process.
Plus, when they're mad, you're like, yeah, you were smirking, though. And they're like, oh, you probably thought your
Oh.
fly was down. They get it.
a smile has teeth.
Yes.
Now, people incorrectly think you can smile without teeth. They think if you grin ear to ear that's called a smile. That's not a smile unless I see teeth.
A grin is creepy.
Yeah. There's
A
something
grin is real
nefarious.
And when you turn, once you're 40, you will inadvertently, as a way of just socially getting along with people, you'll walk by them and you'll just give them a grin.
Also,
As an old person.
something that usually happens in a grin is the head tilts down.
Yeah.
A grin, if you really
Tilts
think
down?
through this,
Yeah, it's kind of like saying,
Mm-hmm.
it's creepy.
Yeah.
Like Joker grins.
Okay.
You got to try that. Your head tilts
Well,
down.
yeah, I know
No,
you have.
that's a sneer.
A sneer?
I think you might be sneering.
Are we putting another
See-
fourth
see-
one in here?
Papa Josh just wrote in and said Jason is creeping me out.
Yeah, because I was
Because
grinning.
that's not a grin.
So you're
That's a sneer. That's a creepy something sneer.
in your head. Are you doing the Grinch?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
You think that's what you look like right now?
It's not a grin, man.
Well, I don't quite have the Jim Carrey elasticity.
That's
yeah.
what leads to a lover's quarrel, is that look.
I
That
mean,
was frightening.
in general, smile has teeth, grin has no teeth, smirk is only half of a grin,
Okay.
but requests a punch.
Settled. Mike, what is the difference between something that is free, complimentary, and a handout? Free,
Well, free's pretty self-explanatory.
complimentary.
Complimentary is where you have to be somewhere else, like not your home. So it could be, a hotel, and they hand you something that is free, and yet they sell you something nice about yourself. They're like, "Sir, you look fabulous today."
You're saying because it's a compliment.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's not true.
No?
No.
Complimentary usually comes with something else.
It
Like,
feels
yeah,
like
compliment.
I feel like the complimentary breakfast. That's the one you hear the most of, right?
Yeah, it's
Come stay here.
Because you already paid for something.
Yeah, you already paid for something, and then we're going to call this part of what you paid for the free part.
Yeah, you get
So it's not
complimentary
actually free.
You
It's
get
not really-
complimentary parking
Yeah.
when you buy our overpriced tickets.
There you go.
Complimentary is a hoodwink, man.
It's like free shipping.
Come to our
Exactly.
You like when you're going to check out, you're like, "Well, shipping's $10." No, thank you. They tack on $10 to that price. Complimentary shipping?
That's what they should call it. They should not call it free
Free?
shipping. They should call it complimentary shipping because that's what it actually is.
Okay.
It's
come to our
complimenting.
timeshare. Come to our timeshare presentation for this complimentary cruise.
Yeah, and it
But
costs
you pay
you
with your time.
everything. it costs you
Are you
everything.
talking about timeshares?
Yes. Yes.
Your soul,
Don't do it.
your money. But the handout, a handout is, I mean, is a handout free? But
Yeah.
not all free is a handout?
A handout, yeah, 100%. A handout is going downward. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It really is. A handout
Yeah.
is like, I am better than you.
Here you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you receive this free thing from me,
Yep.
but you would not be allowed to give me that free thing.
Yeah, I don't need a handout.
I would never take that because I don't take handouts.
Yes.
That's what a
Yes.
handout is. It is a one-directional, snooty
Yeah,
gift.
you have
So-
to be up on you're up on a step.
It's
You
an
know?
insulting gift.
It is an insulting gift, absolutely. Now, the people receiving the handout, maybe they don't take it as an insult, but the
Because
person
they need it.
Yeah,
right,
like-
but the person giving
Al Borland's like, I'll take all the handouts you want to give me.
right,
Right,
yeah,
'cause he
for
needs
sure.
them.
He is in
Low
dire straits.
socioeconomic
Dire straits.
status.
And I would never accept something from him.
No, you wouldn't. You
no,
wouldn't.
impossible.
Because you're above that.
You
I
would
am above
reject
him,
it and then
yes.
buy a better version of what he was going to give you.
That is 100% correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a handout is.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
complimentary is it comes with something that costs you everything. And then let's just get back to free. Let's just do free stuff because that's awesome.
Do we have time for one more?
It's
Or
like
do you
the
wanna,
best stuff in life.
You want to move on now?
Let's do one more.
Swish.
What's the difference between okay, so now you're making me tell the Spitwads.
No.
They know.
Everyone
They already know.
knows.
What's the difference between something that is delicious, exquisite, and delectable? I don't know how often I'm using exquisite to describe food.
More than delectable, that's for sure.
I think I use
no.
delectable more.
Delectable is definitely
it-
a food
But
related.
delectable.
No. I'm saying I use exquisite more than I use the word
I
delectable.
think he's right. I think he does use exquisite more. I've heard Mike use.
Yeah.
How was that restaurant? Exquisite. He will
Yeah,
say.
it's a word that is in my vernacular.
But delectable. Look, I'm sorry. That's a chocolate covered strawberry, and that's it.
That's the only
Yeah,
thing it can
delectable-
apply
That's
to.
the only one.
I feel like it has to be really rich.
It's a treat, right?
Real
It's a
savory
delectable
treat.
Yes.
What do they
Yeah.
call chocolate like stores?
chocolate store.
Just-
Yeah.
this is-
Candy store.
no,
Is it
there's
like a confectionery?
yes, thank
Oh.
you, confectionery.
They have a lot of delectable stuff.
That's where the delectable.
But it's
things
not
are.
delicious.
Do they only
Is
have
it?
chocolate there?
Yeah, they're delicious.
At confectionery
Yeah,
stores.
confectionaries.
Confectionery.
Confectionery. That word has disappeared from my brain as many times. I mean, you just witnessed it. But every time I have ever seen confectionery,
Uh-huh.
I forget it 3 seconds later, whatever that means. But that
Are
is-
they only
and I would have thought you
chocolates?
would have known that word well.
you would. I think they're only chocolate related items.
No,
I feel
any-
like
any
there's powdered
candies.
sugar.
And candy. You didn't let me finish my sentence, Owl.
The definition actually says food items that are rich in sugar and carbohydrates.
How do I not
How
know
are
that
you not
word?
a confectionist?
I am a confectionist.
Yeah, some people are perfectionists. You're a confectionist.
I feel like
No, you misheard me. I said I'm a confectionist.
Delicious, most broadly used, sometimes probably overused.
Yeah, that's fair.
Exquisite, that is high praise. That includes more than the food to me. That it's a whole
The
experience.
service?
Yeah.
delicious means nothing anymore. Delicious just means it tastes good. I'm just saying we use it all the time.
It's too used.
If everything's delicious,
Nothing's
then that's
delicious.
just
yeah.
edible food.
Yeah. In America, everything is delicious at a minimum.
But do you know what delicious really sets up? It sets up things to be exquisite. Because delicious is so common and exquisite is so rare that it's really, nowadays, something that is exquisite is what used to be delicious.
Now, to be clear, none of these three can describe something nutritious.
Oh, of course not. If this is healthy for you, get out. It's not delicious, exquisite, or delectable.
No, it's not,
I think that's right.
unfortunately.
I think that's right.
All right, another quick break, and we're back with a special draft.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, Jason, you made a sound earlier in the show. Sounded like a drum line. So
It sure did.
what are we drafting today?
Today we are drafting gifts to give the kid of your enemy.
Mm.
So your
Ooh.
mortal enemy.
My bad. I got the show schedule wrong here.
Yeah. Oh, what?
I know you might have prepared for that draft, but today we are actually drafting things that are metal, which Jason should be extremely prepared for.
Yeah, you don't need a prep for that, right?
I can do, dude. You have no idea how easy that's gonna be. For
That's
me.
great. You got the
You got
101,
the
buddy.
101.
You're
Oh
up.
my gosh,
You're
is
on
this
the
really
clock.
happening?
You're on
Oh,
the
yeah.
clock.
Dude, I thought you screwed up, and I was like, then we're gonna have to edit. We don't do edits on the Spitballers.
No, we don't.
You guys are setting me up. You're setting yourselves up because I know everything there is to know about metal. You losers. Watch this. Gold 101. Gold. It's a high quality metal, and it's the 101 of gold. I know everything that's metal. Don't
It's the
you,
101 of gold.
don't you worry.
Gold is the first pick
It's
of
the
gold.
first- if you're talking about a metal draft of gold, I'm taking the gold. Straight up 101 gold. Pull over.
So to be clear, we are drafting things that are metal
Things
today.
that are metal.
Yeah.
Things that are metal. And Jason coming in hot
You're darn right, because this is my draft.
with the gold.
Drafting a metal.
Yeah, I'm not even, you
It's
know
not
what?
really a thing
Oh,
made
look
of
at this.
metal.
See my
Close.
laptop? It's closed. I
Yeah.
don't need this.
No.
I don't need to look up things on the internet that are metal. I know when something is metal. It's like built in me. Check this draft out. This is going to be the easiest draft of my
All right.
life.
Well, look, I'll get out of the way. I'm taking the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
taking
one.
it's all metal.
Okay.
It's all metal.
Sure.
I'm taking the Eiffel
No
Tower.
problem.
Oh, hold on. Is it?
Yeah, it is metal. It is metal. If you guys want Claire, I will definitely barge in here.
Yes.
If I see something awry and I'm like, dude, that's plastic. And thankfully, the Eiffel Tower is
Well,
actually.
wait, you're an expert in plastic, or you just?
No. He just knows when something's metal.
I'm also an expert in plastic. If we want to do a plastic draft, watch out. I mean, I'm just when it
Materials.
comes to types of things, man, I really understand them.
But the Eiffel Tower's good.
The Eiffel Tower
And
is
that's
very
made
good.
of,
It's made of
what was
metal.
the metal again?
Primarily steel.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so I get 2 picks here. Eiffel Tower. I was not ready for
Things
that one.
that are made of metal.
I will. I'm going to take.
I can't believe you surprised me like this. And I had the drums all locked and loaded for a clear 101 pick.
Sorry.
All right.
I will take swords
Ooh.
with my first pick.
Yeah, that was my next pick.
Okay.
Swords are very good.
Very metal.
Imagine a metal sword against a plastic sword.
Yeah.
It's
Dude, I'm taking the metal every time.
Yep.
It's not even close.
I like it.
and then for my second pick of things that are metal. What's
Yeah, that's
this
right.
is so stupid.
This
No,
is
no,
the
no.
best draft.
There's only a few
How
things
many?
that
We
are
going
great.
20 rounds, 30 rounds? I'll be here all day. I got no problem with this.
I am going to. I think there's only one thing on my list that may not make it back somehow. I will take an ice cream scoop.
Okay.
Okay. Now-
Metal one though, right?
Right.
Well-
That's default. It's got to be because I could chime in and say
There's
some
been
of
a-
those are plastic.
There's a lot of plastic ones.
There's
But I think we
who's
know.
using a plastic ice cream
No,
scoop?
they're
They
quite
aren't the
popular.
worst.
They're
Wait,
quite popular.
That's a one-time use.
It
That
does-
thing is snapping in half.
They've been known to snap.
Yeah.
It'll be not
It doesn't-
They aren't good. They should be metal. They
Yeah.
should. So I applaud your pick for saying like let's go with metal here.
So I got to get it back to Jason
Yeah.
because I want to hear what he's got in store. So I'll take a very obvious, easy pick. I'll take a bazooka.
A bazooka. There's a lot of mechanical parts in there,
Are
but
you're not happy with that?
I'm not entirely sure what percentage of a bazooka is made out of metal.
I think 100%.
100%.
Almost 100.
I'm gonna go nearly 100%.
All right. I'll allow it.
I mean,
I'll
like
allow it.
the gunpowder or whatever but that would be in the actual projectile.
Yeah, that's in the projectile.
If-
I think
I
it's
mean,
just metal,
A
man.
bazooka's really just a pipe.
Yeah, it's a pipe with
It
a
is
trigger.
really a pipe.
It's a pipe with a trigger.
I mean, it's just it's a conduit for the real deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is what do you call what you load in a bazooka?
An RPG.
Really?
I
Okay.
think.
A shell. Yeah, a bazooka shell, right?
Well,
I'm
but
looking over to my bazooka experts over there in
It's a
Deucer's Alley.
rocket-propelled grenade, right? Thank you, Josh.
Wow. Jason, you need to pick something metal quickly.
Yes, I do. Dude,
Quickly.
No problem. No problem. I love this draft. I could do this all day. Silver. I'm taking silver, which is another metal. It's so metal. It's pure metal. There's no other parts. You're not asking me like.
Where's that going like the gold draft, though?
In the gold draft, it goes number 2. It's really made for second place. That's why they do it at the Olympics. So that's clear. What a
got
great
gold
pick.
and silver
I've
in
got
the
gold
metal
and
draft.
silver.
Yeah.
Of
Things
made
that
out
are
of-
made of metal.
things that are made of metal. Metal.
Yeah.
And then the third thing, I'm gonna take the Cybertruck.
Okay, you're not going to be able to nullify any more of our
No,
mechanical
I know.
parts.
I know there are parts there, but you want a car made out of metal.
So out of all, just to be clear, out of all the things that
All
you
of
know
the
that are
things,
metal, which
is unlimited,
thousands,
millions,
you went with a really pretty recent entry into that category, the Cybertruck.
That's right. See, I am forward thinking. I am a man of the future, and so I
Oh
am waiting.
man,
for
I can't
the-
wait to hear what your last pick is.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be. I can't wait. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna you're gonna be like, how did he think of this? And I'll say because it's metal.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay.
Gold, silver, Cybertruck, the classic trifecta. I have the Eiffel Tower and a bazooka, so I'm going to close it out. Oh, not close it out. I have 2 more picks, but I'm going to go with the spaceship. I feel like you open that door with the Cybertruck, so I'm going with the spaceship. That's mostly metal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing that can withstand the heat.
That's,
you would
that's
know.
fair. Yeah,
I guess you would know that.
Yeah, SpaceX. I was trick question.
no.
I was just trying to get you to fall into the
Trap.
trap,
Mm-hmm.
but it is in fact metal.
All right. This draft is off the rails a little bit.
What?
So how much metal does it have to be made out of?
51%.
Yeah,
51%.
for sure.
Yeah, things that are metal.
What if it's graphite?
There's a lot of metal things. Jason would be the first to tell you.
AC/DC.
Well, they're not metal at all. I
Well,
mean,
sure,
they're
man.
humans.
Yeah, I get where
They're
you were
made of
going.
carbon.
It could have been funnier, but you know metal.
All right. I'm going then for this one's for you, brother. I'm gonna take a trumpet. A trumpet is made out of brass.
You
Yeah.
know what? It's a
Hold
great
on,
pick.
hold on.
Yeah, pure metal. And I was gonna take brass. That was, we'll see.
Yeah,
here.
what I know it's an alloy between 2 different, but I don't remember which 2, and you do. So
Yeah. How do you
it's,
how do you make
It's 2 metals
It's
combined.
the two. It's both of them. You got
Yeah,
the
it is
brass
both.
is made out of
which ones?
Which- yeah.
the copper and the aluminum.
Now, he was
Copper and
50. He
aluminum.
was 50-50 on that one. The copper is definitely one of them.
Look,
Is the other one bronze?
Nah, man.
No. What is
Zinc.
really?
Yeah.
zinc is made out
Did
of
you
aluminum.
know that, or did you look that up?
There you go. I was right.
I looked it up.
Okay, so zinc and
Copper and zinc are
Really?
combined for. I'm right about that, right? And
That
by
is correct,
me,
yeah.
it's Google. So
All
you
right.
went with the trumpet.
I did, and I get one more pick. Let's load up with our new friend here, our new friend Copper and Zinc.
Okay.
Brass knuckles.
Ooh, good.
I'm
enough. You
50
got a sword
I'm-
and brass knuckles.
Yeah, I'm 50% brass, guys.
He's got a bazooka. This
I'm
turned
kicking
into
brass.
a battle of who. Brass.
Pretty metal. That's pretty metal.
Yeah.
Nice pick. I'm gonna go with an anvil.
Oh, that's a great pick.
Yeah.
that
And not only is it
awesome.
made of metal, it's used
Yeah.
to shape metal.
Yeah, I mean it is.
What an incredible
And
moment.
doesn't it fall on the coyote quite often?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
cartoons are
yeah.
devastated by anvils.
Anvils are one of the most treacherous things for a cartoon character to
Yeah.
withstand.
Somehow can't kill him.
No. Because they're cartoons. Jason, you've got gold, silver, and a Cybertruck. Just a few on the tip of the spear,
dude,
really.
Yeah, the
I
future.
could go anywhere. I could go anywhere with metal. There's so many things I know of that
Right.
are made of metal.
Yeah.
But I want something pure. I want something, a building block of our society.
Oh,
So I'm going to take
a metal that upon which our
society
society
is built.
Okay.
I'm going to take poles. I'm going to take a pole, a metal pole. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. I'm seeing them.
Society is built
I've
upon
seen them all.
poles.
Just drive down the street and look how many poles. You'll be like, that's a metal pole. That's a metal pole. They're all around us, but they're hidden in plain sight. So just
Genuinely, I thought he was so highbrow that he meant the magnetic poles of the Earth, which
wow.
our society is physically built upon. But he did instead mean the poles
they're
that are
everywhere.
around the streets.
They're everywhere.
Well, I mean, how else will you display what side of or like what country you're from, which side you represent?
exactly.
How do you know how to cross the street?
You think they're putting flags on the end of a tree? No, they're putting it on a metal pole.
Yeah, the tree's
Why
not
metal?
strong enough.
This matters to them.
What
This
did they used to
matters.
do before metal was there?
They didn't have flags. They
Okay.
didn't have flags until the invent of metal.
Yeah, no,
the invention of
the
stuff like
invent.
gold and silver.
When they invented those
When they invented metal,
beneath the earth.
yeah.
Jay, your list is probably
I'm sure you've
humongous.
got some
so
extra
rattle out, what are
items.
your like runner-up?
Like stop sign and sledgehammer.
Uh-huh.
That's I mean,
Yeah, that's a lot.
is a sledgehammer 51%
It was almost
metal?
my pick, yeah.
Yeah. It's 51% metal by weight for sure.
Okay, by weight, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got
By weight.
Well, then
all sorts of things.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
just so many.
You were probably
things.
going to say like bullets and
No, I wasn't going to say
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I could have, but that wasn't even on. I mean, it's so far down on my list of all the metal things that like aluminum and iPhone 15s.
yeah, yeah.
There's just
Metal
and
everywhere.
the metal is all around us.
Thank you.
Pacemaker.
Right.
Is a pacemaker metal?
I don't know. You can't like go to an MRI with it, so I assume.
Oh, that's
You
okay.
know?
That's a fair point.
All right.
That's how he discovered most of the things that are metal by going to an MRI with them.
Yeah.
And then if they tell him to put it down, he's like,
I
metal.
I spent years as a lover of magnets, and I just walked around and was like, "What am I attracted to?"
Right.
It turned out
Right.
metal.
Goodness gracious.
What did we learn today?
Oh, come on now.
Uh,
Copper and zinc.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
good.
the big winner.
I mean, Jason didn't learn
I
that.
learned that my friends are monsters.
Yeah,
and they
maybe.
like to try to trick me, but you can't trick a master of metal.
You know what else is metal was that quiet symbol at the top of the
Yeah.
show for the draft we weren't even doing. You could have picked that.
That is, I should have picked a symbol.
Made out of
Metal?
Metal.
Thank you for tolerating us, those that listen out there. Thank you, Al, for surprising Jason today. And another episode next week where I might take drums.
Oh, you monster!
Goodbye.
That's
Thanks for
fine.
listening to the Spitballers podcast.
I did the
To see what
scat.
other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.
Keys, iron, golf clubs. I could go forever.